Hello and welcome back to Caffeine Corner. My name is Rainier and my co-host is Sigi, and we are going to talk about the Pennsylvania Derby, which is on Saturday at Parks Racing. They're going 9 furlongs. Now, the favorite is Taiba, which I don't agree with because he lost to Cyberknife last time in the Haskell Stakes. But Taiba won the Santa Anita Derby earlier in the year, and he took a lot of attention and money in the Kentucky Derby, but he did no running and faded at 12th. What do you think of Taiba? Do you forgive his loss to Cyberknife in the Haskell Stakes?
Well, firstly, Taiba is going to be the favorite, mainly because the Bufford effect. Last time out, Taiba had all the clear, and to me, he has had no excuse to lose that race. Cyberknife was stuck in the rail, stuck in traffic, while meanwhile Taiba was in the clear, and he was unable to beat Cyberknife in the Haskell.
Yeah, that's my problem. He had every chance to put away Cyberknife in the stretch run, and he lost. And the thing is, he's still the favorite in this race, at least according to the morning line. And you're right, because of Bob Baffert, I think he might be the favorite at post time. So I think he could win, but he's not for me.
Exactly, yes, he can win, but for that price, I'm not using that horse because I think he must be at least second favorite or not that price.
Let's move on to Cyberknife, who is 3-1 on the morning line. Now, we just discussed the Haskell effort. What I liked about it is that he got caught in traffic on the far turn, and he still found his way to the inside and still outran Taiba in the stretched run. Is there anything to add about his Haskell effort?
Well, I liked his Haskell effort. I think that's a horse that is better stuck in the pace. That is what it was weird when he was sent in the Travers. I think Giroux had no choice because nobody wanted the lead in the Travers. Everybody was expecting early voting to be sent, but that didn't happen. So Giroud was forced to take the lead, and that's a horse that is better running with target, like he did in the Haskell. And in the Haskell, he overcame that that trouble in the stretch and was able to win.
Right, and I know a lot of horses don't like moving along the inside, so that's another plus. He can be on the inside, outside. It doesn't matter with Cyberknife. About his Travers effort, I know he took pressure from a long shot for most of the race, and he put that long shot away on the far turn. And what impressed me is that he still outfinished Zandon and Rich Strike for second. Um, Forget about Epicenter because he's not even in this race. So I'm impressed with Cyberknife. He's probably going to be my choice.
Well, this horse is really improving each race. The horse is at the beginning of the year he was a bit crazy horse. He's turning into a serious horse into a more pro horse. So I'm taking this horse seriously now.
All right, good. Let's move on to let's talk about Tawny Port because Tawny Port has been running against some good horses as well. He was third in the Jim Denny Stakes, which Epicenter won. Zandon was second in that race, but Tawny Port only lost second by half a length. And one race before that, he did win the Ohio Derby by a length over White Abario, and Classic Causeway was third in that race. Even his Kentucky Derby effort wasn't that bad. Tawny Port closed for seventh. What do you think of Tawny Port?
Yes, this is a horse that is moving forward each race. I think this is a horse that needs a big field like this one. In the Kentucky Derby, he ran pretty well. I was surprised and he had a shot in the stretch. But okay, he finished seventh, but lost by only 4 lengths. Then in the Ohio Derby, he won by 1 length. And on the speed figure, he was still slow, but his last race, he improved.
It's not often that you get the combination of Brad Cox and Irad Ortiz Jr. for a 6-1 on the morning line, and I think that could hold because I don't think he's going to go lower than Zandon, Taiba, and Cyberknife. So I liked his Jim Denny effort because he was up closer to the pace than usual, and like you said, he's probably a closer who wants a full field. And in the Jim Dandy, he was only third by 2 lengths off the leader in the opening quarter, so he probably wasn't comfortable with that. He's a good horse if you want a horse to use in second or third. I don't know if I'm going to use him to win though. Do you want to move on to the next horse?
Well, why don't we talk about Sandon? Sandon is a horse that runs well every race. He never disappoints. He always is hitting the board. But it seems that I don't know why he never win. He won in the bluegrass. Okay, he beat Smile Happy. Smile Happy is probably a miler. Then ran a great race in the Kentucky Derby. He had a perfect trip and wasn't able to close. He closed, but he hung in the last furlong. Then in the Jim Dandy, ran okay. He ran well. He was second. In the Travers, again, I don't know why he wasn't able to pass Cyberknife. In the stretch, I thought he would finish second, but at least he could beat Cyberknife, but he didn't.
Maybe that's a credit to Cyberknife that he still wanted to finish second even though he couldn't win.
Probably Sandon just doesn't like 10 furlongs. He's just a 9 furlongs horse.
So do you think Zandon could bounce back with a win in this spot?
I think 9 furlongs is a good distance for him, but he tends to hung and just probably he's a horse that doesn't like to pass horses in the stretch. That's the question.
Right. I do think Smile Happy is probably a miler, and that's why Zandon was able to get 2 lengths on him. But the good thing for Zandon in this race is that he doesn't have to face Epicenter again. He doesn't have to face Rich Strike. His main opponents. He was only a nose off of Cyberknife, so it wasn't like a few lengths or anything. It was just a nose. He's not for me to win, but I can understand if you want to use him to win. Speaking of underneath horses, I talked to you earlier about Skippy Longstocking, who won the West Virginia Derby by a length and a half over We the People. On Type 4 US, he got a big number, 127. What do you think of Skippy Longstocking?
Skippy Longstocking is a horse that is not a grade 1 horse to me. That probably is a grade 3 or grade 2 at his best. And last time out, it seemed like he enjoyed the sloppy track, like his father, Exaggerator. He could run well and could hit the board to me. I can't see him winning the race.
Fair enough. Yeah, if you want to use him in your trifecta, that's probably the best spot to use him. Anyways, let's close it out. I'm just going to single Cyberknife. He's got the class, tactical speed, and he's got the speed figures. I don't have any knock against him. How about you? What are your final choices?
Well, my top pick is Cyberknife. I think this horse is in top form and came in good order from the Travers Stakes. That's for some reason Cox is running this horse in the Pennsylvania Derby. My second choice is Tony Port. I think this is an improving horse and he could take advantage of some pace if with the people, Pidong and simplifications set a fast pace. And my third choice is Sandon. I'm playing an exacta, Cyberknife over Sandon and Tony Port.
All right, sounds good. Do you have any last words?
Well, this is a very interesting race. It's a full field. And there's too many options for bettors to find some value because the races are full field is 11 horses, the horses with experience, there are horses that are improving, horses that are showing some declining form. It's a good race to study.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't have Epicenter, but because it doesn't have epicenter. It's a good race for bettors. All right, that's our coverage of the Pennsylvania Derby. We will discuss what race to cover next. Good luck this weekend.
Good luck, people.